Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we transition to week 8 of the NFL. We're at the halfway point. Kevin Rogers with you along with Holden Kushner, looking ahead to Thursday night football inside the NFC South. It's not Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Instead, it's Atlanta and Carolina, so we'll take them. Well, it's better than Eagles Giants. So we bring in Holden Kushner, and Holden, Atlanta, we know, has been a bit of a disaster this year. They've blown all these fourth quarter leads, the most recent ones, the Lions this past Sunday. And Carolina comes in after they hung with New Orleans. They end up losing on the road. So Carolina's taken a few steps backwards since their little winning streak. But we'll start with Atlanta first. And this is a team that, again, you can play the what-if game. They've had 3 games they've totally thrown in the trash. And this is a team that could have 4 wins by now.
Yeah, they blew another one. I mean, this is absolutely amazing what's going on with this team right now. But when I'm looking at this game, I'm looking at the total. The side actually, I know that which side you're going with, and I'm gonna kind of agree with you on that. But over 49, I know this thing came down a couple of points from 51 to 49, but boy, these two defenses are just a disaster. There was 39 points given up in game number 1. I expect a lot more in game number 2. You've got Atlanta with possibly the worst defense in the National Football League. The Panthers at middle linebacker, they are completely in abyss. I mean, this is horrible, horrible stuff we're seeing to this. And plus, Carolina hasn't really played quite as well defensively either. They've played Chicago and New Orleans. The defense has really rolled back and turned into a unit. After playing some good games, kind of turned into a unit now where we're starting to see them regress to what we thought they would be. They're yielding 4.9 carries, yards per carry. I think Gurley can get going here. Christian McCaffrey might return. Even if he doesn't, Bridgewater in this offense should be able to move it. Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore went off in the first meeting here, and DJ Moore is really getting his connection going with Bridgewater. On the other side, how are they going to stop Julio, who is healthy and playing in this one? Ridley is in there too. I'm looking for a nice high-scoring game, K-Raj. Over is my call.
Yeah, when you look at this Atlanta team, and like I mentioned, how bad they've been towards the end of these games, and I know Todd Gurley is catching a lot of crap for trying to stop at the goal line, but he fell in and scored and Detroit went down. But you still got to blame the Falcons defense too. Mm-hmm. That Todd Gurley can't take all the blame here. That you still got to stop the Lions going down to their final drive. They score on the final play. They kick that really long extra point to win it. And when you look at Atlanta too, Holden, they have lost to Seattle, who was 5-0 before this past week, before the meltdown against Arizona. They've lost to Green Bay, who's 5-1. They've lost to a decent, we can call them decent Chicago team, and that was a game they should have won as well. And I know some of their, their only win is against Minnesota, who's taken major steps back this year. But this Falcon team, they've hung in a lot of these games. They just can't close. Now, one number I'll throw out to you, since last season, I know last season was a long time ago, but the Falcons 6-1 against the spread, their last 7 on the road, and 2-1 ATS this season, including that meltdown at Dallas back in week 2, the game that they had in the bag and lost. And Atlanta playing with some revenge against Carolina after losing to them at home earlier this month. I'm going to go with the Falcons here and take the points. That Teddy Bridgewater is very good as an underdog, and we saw him cover last week against New Orleans, and he's had a couple other covers this year in the dog role. But last time Carolina was a favorite was just 2 weeks ago against Chicago. They didn't play that well in that game and lost to the Bears. So I'm going to go with Atlanta here. Just the numbers tell me that. And also at Carolina, even depending on McCaffrey's status, I just don't know if I can lay points with this Carolina team.
I don't blame you. I mean, you can't lay points with them. They're starting to regress, which is, coming back to the mean. The only thing that does concern me, did they regress because they had to face the Bears and the Saints, or did they regress just because they're not a very good football team? They have gotten coached up to this point. I'm with you on that side, especially the more that you talk about it. It's a very compelling argument, K-Raj. I like that. But again, my play this week is the over.
All right, so to review our picks for Thursday Night Football in Carolina, I'm going to take the points with the Falcons. Holden's going with the over of 49. Look for a high-scoring game between these two NFC South rivals. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Vegas Insider. Also, check out our Week 8 NFL contest picks. That's coming up also this week, as well as with a Sunday night and Monday night breakdown of the NFL games in prime time. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.